Hello my friends, I am Bee and this is Bee's Intuition. I have to hurry, so that's why I'm talking fast. But it's going to be a reading, a quickie, about who is around you supporting you. This could be physical people, this could be people in the spirit realm. Also, this could be people that are maybe not explicitly helping you, but maybe they're on the sidelines cheering you on, hoping for your success. Okay. I already did the whole shindig of asking spirit, and some cards came out. I had to kind of start from the top because of complications with trying to block out the sun because I'm chronically ill. And anyways, that's neither here nor there. Let me show the cards that came out. So we have Four of Cups, the Hierophant, Five of Wands, Nine of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, Four of Wands. All right, let's just get right into clarification. Starting with that Four of Cups. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do we have for that Four of Cups? Who is around the collective supporting them during this time with that Four of Cups? Please and thank you. Please and thank you. Okay. Clarifying that Four of Cups, we have the Two of Pentacles came out in the reverse. Very interesting. Nine of Wands, upright. Queen of Wands, Ten of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and Three of Swords. How interesting. Two of Pentacles right off the bat is you stressing over balancing things in your life or finding a sense of balance in your life. But the Four of Cups feels like this is somebody that could be helping you to understand how important boundary setting is when it comes to finding a place of balance in your life. Because a thing with boundary setting is sometimes there is social stigma attached to creating boundaries with specific people. Everybody judges how other people establish boundaries, especially when it comes to interpersonal connections, relationships. Pretty much you're always going to face judgment for creating boundaries, either from those people that you're creating boundaries with, or people outside thinking, oh, well, I'm a pushover, so what does that mean about me, A lot of people pleasers think that it's a bad thing to have boundaries, when in reality, it's just something that we need to do as people in order so that we don't get completely burnt out when it comes to interacting with people, right? Because we need to have those boundaries. We need to Nine of Wands, we need to have that wall up, right? Because not everybody is worthy of our energy, but also in a less dramatic, judgmental way, some people just are not in the same sort of energy that we're in, and so we don't always feel like it's productive to necessarily let that person into our energy, because the more people we let into our energy, the more distractions we have, right? So I think that you are creating boundaries. And maybe at first it may be a little bit dramatic, and by that I mean maybe just drastic potentially, like, okay, I'm gonna cut off these people and I'm gonna, only talk to them, I don't know. Like, you could make super strict boundaries at first, and that, I feel like that's probably maybe the common way of doing it, is like making very strict boundaries at first, like do not cross these boundaries, but maybe over time you kind of adapt them, and maybe you loosen up a little bit here and there. Like people that you thought you would always maybe never talk to again, or, close out forever. Maybe there's certain wiggle room that kind of comes in. But it feels like you're definitely closing the door on people that affect your confidence. I feel like you're coming into a more confident time in your life. Probably because you've been establishing these healthy boundaries with others. You're not letting anybody distract you from your passions, from your goals, the things that you're driving towards, your creations, all of that. I feel like this is an energy of someone who has in some way influenced your boundary setting. So maybe, I don't know if I should go into further specifics, because that could be a wide range of people or energies, because I almost feel like maybe this could even be spirit kind of speaking through you, through your intuition, of like, is this sustainable? And by this, is this sustainable, I mean, are these people in my life draining me of my life energy that I could put into productive things that aid my life rather than take away. So you're focused on your confidence and building your life, and you're focused on creating a 10 of Cups life for yourself, which is just full of happiness and contentment, true fulfillment. And I feel like you know that if you want this, you're going to have to establish boundaries. You're going to have to sort of curate the people that you have in your life, because are they a vibrational match to what you're trying to manifest here, etc. And it seems like you've been really working on something here, really working very hard on your craft, on your projects, and this is actually paying off for you, because the Eight of Pentacles usually indicates that you are quickly becoming a master at whatever you're doing right now. And that could also be another reason why you kind of are creating these boundaries, is like you probably are in this kind of mode where you cannot afford distractions, and that's totally okay, right? It's all part of like this crazy thing called life and our journeys, right? With the Three of Swords, okay, I think I see now. So on one end, because there's going to be a lot of people that are, well, maybe not a lot of people, but you know, there's going to be a few different types of people that are watching this, and so it's going to apply differently to the person that I'm speaking to, right? So I think on one hand, this could be indicating somebody in your life that has helped you establish boundaries with others. So that could be spirit speaking through your intuition, or maybe even your ancestors kind of reminding you to maybe not make the same mistakes that they made in their lifetime. But then on the other hand, I think that this could be somebody that's watching you establish these boundaries, and they could be kind of heartbroken that maybe they kind of didn't make the cut. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not as close to you as they would like, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's a sense of understanding. It's like, yeah, they're probably brokenhearted that you two are not talking the same way that you used to. Maybe they think that there's some harsh feelings between the two of you, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. Yeah. But this could be somebody that's kind of bummed out because they are no longer allowed in your kind of close circle. But I also feel this sense of probably more or less understanding that you're not doing it to be mean, you're doing it so that you can focus on what's important to you. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Swords. So yeah, I feel like there's a sense of clarity happening here, where this person, if they are being kind of blocked out by you right now, it's probably becoming clear to them that, okay, this person has a mission and they're very focused on that mission, and you know, they can't afford distractions kind of thing. It feels like they're trying not to take it as personally. Let's see what's underneath that Ace of Swords. The Empress, yeah. So they see that you are an incredibly powerful, abundant person, and you are creating that sort of life for yourself. Okay, let's go on to the Hierophant and clarify that. Please and thank you, Spirit. What is that Hierophant all about? Who is around the collective supporting them, cheering them on, etc., etc.? Please and thank you. I'll take the top one. I'll put the rest back. Oh, okay. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay. So clarifying the Hierophant, we have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So that kind of speaks to me as something speeding up potentially. And then we have the Empress and the Sun. That's beautiful. Empress and the Sun right there. That's some nice energy. So the Hierophant indicates, what comes to mind immediately is maybe a mentor. So somebody that may be older than you, wiser than you, or more knowledgeable in a certain field. Typically it's spiritual, somebody that's very spiritually experienced, and maybe if you're religious, this could also just be like a pastor or like a priest, or, you know, father, I'm not sure all the names that you can call them. Those types of people that are like in a church and they kind of are there to give you a sense of direction. Could definitely be kind of linked to your spirituality in some way, guiding you down your spiritual path. So this could even be somebody in the spirit realm also supporting you. It really depends on the individual that I'm connecting with. So I'm going to just be so real. This Knight of Pentacles kind of is hitting me the way that it came out in reverse and clarifying. It's the first card that came out to clarify the Hierophant. And so I'm inclined to say that maybe somebody thinks that either you were once working very slowly towards a goal and now that's speeding up and you're no longer slowly going towards that goal. Now it's speeding up. That goal is coming towards you really fast. And so you're coming into this time as the Empress very quickly, maybe quicker than they realized that you would. And the Sun would be that you are gaining a mass amount of illumination in terms of your spirituality, your clarity of your path, your clarity of your mission here. And I feel like that speed may make this person a little bit uncomfortable because they are the Hierophant here. And that would indicate that they probably perceive themselves to be maybe, they could either be older than you, more experienced than you. And so maybe they're a little bit uncomfortable because it's like maybe for them, they had to take a really long time to get to that point, and here you are kind of just blazing through it. And so I almost feel this sense of like, not necessarily jealousy, but that could be a thing if that applies to your situation, but maybe more so a sense of astonishment or maybe disbelief, like, oh, I can't believe this is happening so fast for them. It feels like in a blink of an eye, they're suddenly manifesting the life that they want, is what I'm feeling. Oh yes, and that makes sense with what's on the bottom of the deck because we have the Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is usually a card of like feeling left out in the cold, kind of looking in at somebody that's maybe doing really well, So I think that this is somebody that has helped you in some regard down a path. It could definitely be regarded to your spiritual path for sure, or your higher purpose for sure. And now they feel like they're on the outside looking in. So it could be possible that maybe, and the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse could also maybe be indicating that this person maybe at one point, either you felt that they were slowing you down or maybe they did slow you down to some extent. I also feel like a sense of limiting beliefs. So maybe this person maybe sort of, and it could be completely unconscious on their end, but maybe they projected a little bit of their limiting beliefs onto you and onto your situation. Maybe they thought it wasn't possible for things to go so quickly as you are making them go. You're causing this to happen so fast. It could be that you're kind of shaking this person's perspective up a lot, where it's like, oh, I did not realize that it was possible to create this sort of life practically overnight, which I don't think it is taking place overnight, but it looks like that from outside perspectives probably. But I think that they kind of are on the outside looking in at you now because it's almost like they feel now like they have nothing to offer you in terms of guidance or direction or all those things. And maybe they kind of miss being that person for you. And that, that could also speak to like ancestors and stuff. So maybe your ancestors just want you to kind of like check in and, maybe, they may appreciate being appreciated or something. But this could literally be a physical person in your reality as well. It doesn't have to be specifically ancestors or spirit, but those could be part of this figure that I'm connecting with in this part of the reading. I want to see if we can read that Five of Pentacles. Four of Swords. So that's interesting to me because I almost feel like this person could be learning to kind of meditate, go within on their own. Maybe they didn't really do that as much before, and so maybe you're kind of inspiring them to maybe do things like taking a step back to work on yourself, reflect on yourself, heal yourself, meditate, those types of things. Maybe tap into their own spirituality if they feel like they themselves maybe got steered off of their own spiritual path in some regard. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the Five of Wands now. Clarify that, please, and thank you, Spirit. Also, with that last part, there is the Empress and the Sun, so there could be something about a mother-child dynamic, or this could be somebody that you knew in your childhood, or somebody that was a maternal figure to you. Anyways, going on to the Five of Wands, please and thank you, Spirit. Who was around the collective supporting them during this time with that Five of Wands? Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is around the collective supporting them during this time with that Five of Wands? Please and thank you, Spirit. Please and thank you. What are the magic words? Okay, so clarifying that Five of Wands, we have the King of Pentacles. We have the Four of Wands. Double confirmation for Four of Wands because we have it here, we have it at the bottom of this deck. Two of Wands. And bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. So we have a divine match as well. This could be somebody that wants to be your boo. But it's clarifying the Five of Wands. So either you have conflict with this person or they are conflicted about maybe how they feel towards you. Especially with that Four of Wands coming out, that may indicate that they want union with you. Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess if this kind of makes sense because it's like if this person wants to be in your life, maybe more so romantically, then obviously they're going to be supporting you, right? Like, well, I guess that's not necessarily true in all cases, but most cases, right? You know, typically the person that wants to be with you for a reason, right? Like they probably see your potential, or maybe it's more than potential at this point because it seems like you're kind of rocketing straight to your goals here. They probably do see you hitting your goals because that's another part of the Four of Wands where you're like surpassing your personal goals. And then the Two of Wands, this sometimes can be a feeling of like missing something in their life, the person that, you know, embodies this energy. And so that could definitely be this King of Pentacles feeling like they're missing this connection with you. Because this could be somebody that's very successful in their own right, meaning because it is the King of Pentacles, but also that's the story of the Two of Wands. He has the whole world in his hands. So this is somebody that probably is successful on their own, but they feel like they're missing something, and that something could be you. Definitely could be an earth sign, not necessarily. There's a lot of wands here, so it could be fire sign as well. We did have the Empress and the Sun, so that would be Leo, Taurus, Libra. Yeah. So that Five of Wands definitely could be inner conflict for this King of Pentacles, where it's like they see you achieving a lot and maybe they're a little bit worried that if they come in, that they may be a distraction to that success that you're experiencing, or that you could maybe straight up deny them, or, you know, yeah, deny their offer, reject their offer in some way because you're so focused on what you have going on. So yeah, I feel like there's a sense of like, you know, I don't know, like that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like this is somebody that's like, I don't know if I should like maybe express myself to this person or not because they seem really busy. That's kind of what I feel. And this could be somebody that's slightly humble too, because I don't even know if they, because I think this is somebody that you actually return the feelings for in some regard. It doesn't have to be as like heavily as they're thinking about you, but I feel like you can feel like, okay, maybe this person would be a good fit for me in some regard. And like, this is somebody that's successful in your right. They see you as somebody that's successful in their right. So obviously the two of you would be a power couple together, but maybe their fears are what's holding them back from communicating their feelings to you. But it seems like you're very approachable, you're very down to earth, you're very giving. So I think that they'll probably be able to work up the courage eventually, just maybe not right now. But they are supporting you on the sidelines. They are probably very impressed with what you have going on for yourself, for sure. I want to see what's underneath that Queen of Pentacles. Five of Swords. Why do I feel like that's your past experience with people, and so maybe you're guarded because of your past with others? You were probably very much mistreated by others. You probably had a partner in the past that was not supportive of you and did everything they could to make you feel less than, to make you feel like you weren't good enough to go towards your dreams, to achieve your goals. And this is the opposite. This King of Pentacles is going to boost you up rather than tear you down. And I feel like you're used to people tearing you down, and that's probably why you're hesitant. I want to see what's underneath that Five of Swords. The Moon, yeah. So you are like uncertain. Maybe the two of you kind of have more of like a surface level interaction, relationship sort of thing, before you really get into the nitty gritty of knowing another person. And so maybe it's like the fear of the unknown. You're like, I don't know, is this person just putting on a mask for right now? And then as soon as we get into a connection, they start to control me. They start to demand ridiculous things out of me. They try to distract me from my goals. You know, that's probably your mindset on this situation, is what I'm picking up here. Yeah, so it's like, I feel like you both kind of have a little bit of conflict within about this connection, but this does seem like somebody that is actually enthusiastically wanting to support you, and they're very impressed with what you have going on, because they know what it's like to achieve things, and they know it's not easy. So they see you achieving things, and they're like, I know that that person is working their butt off to achieve those things. It's not easy. Okay, let's go on to the Nine of Swords and see what that's about. Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is this person that's supporting the collective during this time with that Nine of Swords? Nine of Swords, clarification, please and thank you. Okay. Ooh. Okay, anyways. Clarifying that Nine of Swords, we have the Queen of Pentacles pop down, so cool. Then we have Temperance, that's some good healing, balance. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Cups, and then the Page of Pentacles came out in the reverse, and that's kind of funny, and I'll tell you why. But let me just show you what's at the bottom of the deck. So it's I thought one flipped over in there. Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So, yeah, you actually have been going through it mental health-wise recently. I'm sorry to hear that. That's always a rough. Especially the Nine of Swords, because I feel like that's almost like your brain is betraying you by being so negative and focusing on things that maybe you don't even have that much control over, but you're like frustrated maybe because you don't have control over those things, and maybe you're thinking about that a lot. But you've done a lot of healing on yourself and on your life and in your spiritual higher self, it feels like. And you're ready for a new beginning here, to start something new, to grow something, to invest into something. But, and I feel like for some reason, and maybe it's because you are showing up in this part of the reading as the Queen of Pentacles, so I have a feeling that this is the King of Pentacles talking when it comes to the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. I think this person wants to clear up that they don't just see you as a friend. They see you as a romantic potential partner. And that's what I'm getting. That Page of Pentacles in the reverse with the Page of Cups upright. I feel like if there's any sort of established friendship between the two of you, this is somebody that I feel like kind of wants to break out of the friend zone to some extent. And I hate to use the friend zone as a term, but for lack of a better term, somebody that's in your friend group that wants to be more than just a friend. And I feel like it could definitely be this King of Pentacles still. Maybe they know that you're going through something difficult mental health-wise, or maybe that's what you have potentially told them, if you've had any recent conversations with this person. They could also know that you're on your sort of self-discovery journey, self-healing journey, spiritual journey. And maybe they're kind of worried that you may have investments elsewhere, you know? But I feel like they want to come towards you to be like, I want to invest in this, but I want to specifically invest in this with the intention of romance. Because they're very interested in you, they're interested in building something with you, but I feel like they kind of have to make it clear to you that maybe they're gaining feelings for you in some regard. And that they want to see if, like, hey, do you return these feelings maybe? Which would also go perfectly with the Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck. That's typically about not being able to see things clearly, being maybe a little bit confused, a little bit unsure what to do. I really don't think they know how you feel about them, and so maybe this is a conversation that this person wants to bring up to you to kind of, to gauge how you're feeling about them. Is there a potential for a future here in a romantic way? Let's see what's underneath that Seven of Cups. The Lovers, are you kidding me? So, they choose you. That's like what I'm getting loud and clear. It's almost like I choose the collective. Like, that's what it feels like. I feel like this person's like, I would be stupid if I didn't choose the collective. Like, they're the ideal person here. But on the other side, it's like, okay, but will they choose me though? I think that's their hang up, is like, yes, I want to come towards you. I want to express myself. I want to share these feelings with you. But what if I'm wrong about the collective feeling the same way? What if the collective doesn't feel the same way as I do? That's probably where their head is at and where their fear is at. Okay, let's go into the Page of Pentacles. Please and thank you, Spirit. What do we have for this Page of Pentacles? As for who is around the collective, supporting them during this time, please and thank you. Turn them on to that Page of Pentacles. Please and thank you. Pentacles. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so the Page of Pentacles, which we had before, but the Page of Pentacles in the last part of the reading came out in the reverse. Here it is upright that we are clarifying. And what came out for that is the Five of Swords, Eight of Cups. You have left behind a very toxic situation. This is an ex here, I think. Maybe not even an ex, but maybe somebody that really mistreated you and you had to leave them behind. Could have been just a friend. Not even necessarily an ex, but, and I think, yes, this is all making sense now, because the reason that Page of Pentacles showed up in the reverse in the last part of the reading is probably because this King of Pentacles wants to prove to you that they are not like the people from your past. The people, because like the Page of Pentacles is like upright, is the energy that you attach to past people that really hurt you. Because it's like, oh, I'm just coming in and I'm just a widow baby dear. I would never hurt you. And then they hurt you real bad. And you're like, I'm better than this. I know I deserve better, so I'm going to leave you behind. So this, I think, is somebody from your past, whether they were a friend, a frenemy, or an ex that was, you know, secretly your op. Like, I don't know. You'll definitely know best. But yeah, this is somebody, but with the prompt of this reading, this is somebody that's supporting you secretly. And I feel like secretly, because you've left them behind, they mistreated you. They already know, like, that they burned this bridge between the two of you, and left you no choice but to leave them behind, is what I feel. But something about this makes them want to support, or like, they're maybe proud of you overcoming challenges that maybe they put in your way. I don't know how to feel about that. But at the bottom of the deck is the Hanged Man. So, probably through you taking back your power, saying, I deserve better than this, I'm going to leave and go towards what is actually meant for me. Through doing that, you taught this person a lesson. You showed this person a completely different perspective of what they thought something was or is. And that could even be around who they thought you were. Maybe they thought you were just a pushover, people pleaser, never going to have a backbone, and then you showed up as having a backbone. And this person probably was caught off guard by that. And so they probably have been thinking on this for some time. And they're like seeing this from a different perspective. I want to see what's underneath this Hangman. The Tower, yeah. So you leaving their life created a tower moment. This person's life fell apart the second you left. And that's probably why they are thinking so much about this with the Hanged Man, and why they shifted their perspective. I think they are definitely coming out of a time of treating you like crap, and they're wanting to show up in a way that's a friend and a support to you. But I don't think you trust this person, and I feel like that's rightfully so. With the Five of Swords, I hate the Five of Swords. Well, I shouldn't say hate, because that's a little dramatic maybe, but I don't trust the Five of Swords. How about that? Because it's like typically somebody that's really toxic, not just like, yeah, this is something that will leave a long-lasting impact because of how somebody has treated you. Completely unfairly, undeserved. But yeah, they I think they have a newfound appreciation for you, and they're secretly supporting you from the sidelines, but I feel like they know that they messed things up, and that it's never going to be repaired to be what it once was, because it has fallen apart for a reason. The connection between the two of you, whether that was a friendship, relationship, etc. Yeah, it's just, you can never go back to how things were, and I think this person realizes that, but they're, I think, proud of you. Even if they wouldn't consciously admit that, they're proud of you for the things that you've been achieving and working on in their absence, pretty much. Okay, let's go on to the Six of Pentacles and clarify that. Please and thank you, Spirit. What is the Six of Pentacles about when it comes to who is supporting the collective during this time? Please and thank you. Who is supporting the collective during this time? Please and thank you, Spirit. Who is supporting the collective during this time? Please and thank you. I'll take the top one, but put the rest back, because that seems like a lot. Okay. 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 Yeah. Clarifying that Six of Pentacles, we have the Tower came out, the Chariot, the Fool. That's three major arcana clarifying the Six of Pentacles. So you're coming into a time of receiving. I feel like you're blowing somebody's mind by the way that things can fall apart in your life, but yet you keep going. You keep going with that Chariot, and you're coming into a new beginning that is probably like a big new beginning. Bottom of the deck is the Nine of Swords, and that was actually slipping off to reveal underneath the Eight of Wands. So there could be somebody here that actually wants to communicate something to you. Maybe it is something to do with receiving. It could even be that, like, something's coming in that blows your mind, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is actually working out. This is successful. This is abundance coming into my life. And maybe it helps direct you down your path, your purpose here. It's like, oh, okay, now I see the way ahead super clearly, and I'm going to go towards that, because here's a new beginning that is full of hope and new opportunities, excitement for the future. And it could also be that there is, because the Six of Pentacles could also be financial. So maybe it's some sort of financial backing that you need for a new beginning, even. Nine of Swords. So you could maybe, at this time of receiving blessings, you might kind of question it, kind of maybe it triggers a certain part within you. Maybe those deep inside limiting beliefs that maybe you still carry to some degree could be coming to the surface. But with the Eight of Wands, it's like that takes away that fear and anxiety. So I really do feel like maybe there's something here that you thought was not going to pay off for you. But then suddenly you get communication or some sort of positive energy coming in to show you that something is working out way better than you thought it was going to. I'm curious, what's underneath that Eight of Wands? Four of Pentacles. Yeah, so maybe you were like maybe even restricting yourself in the way of like, yeah, it feels like kind of like a limiting belief again. That keeps coming up. It feels almost like you were like, oh, this is never going to work out, and I'm going to stick to that opinion. But then it works out, is what I'm feeling. But yeah, in terms of who this is supporting you, I feel like this is definitely spirit. This feels like spirit or your ancestors, passed on loved ones, your spirit guides. This definitely feels like it's part of the spiritual realm. Or maybe it's the person that's coming in with the communication about you receiving. But it definitely feels more spiritual to me. Feels like, yes, you're on this path, spirit is directing you down it, you are gonna hit all your goals, you're going to even experience success in areas that you had no idea that you were going to be successful in them. Like literally areas of your life where you thought it could never happen, it's going to happen. Four of Wands at the bottom of this deck. So again, you're coming into this success. You are achieving your personal goals, and I feel like all these people, either secretly or not so secretly, they are thrilled. And they support you coming into this personal milestone, surpassing your goals. Let's see what's underneath that Four of Wands. Page of Wands. So you're embodying this new energy as well. And I feel like people like this energy that you're embodying. And so it's like with your optimistic attitude, people can't help but kind of want to support you. You could even have like maybe a slight underdog story, you know, where it's like things were stacked against you, but yet somehow you kept going and now you're coming into success. I just want to see what's underneath that Page of Wands out of curiosity. Strength card, yes. You have practiced that inner strength. You have been courageous. You have been patient on your journey, and that is paying off for you, baby, okay? I'm gonna break out the Oracle, see what it has to say. Please, Making Spirit, anything else to add to this beautiful, beautiful reading for the collective? Who is supporting the collective during this time? Please and thank you. Anything? Ooh, thank you. Okay, let's see what we have. We have the Turtle in Coriander. This represents satisfaction. So there's something very satisfying about the way you're coming into success. I almost feel like, especially the people that are like, very much vocal about being your biggest supports and stuff and are cheering you on from the sidelines, they are super happy for you, I feel. Because it's like, yes, finally this person that I care so much for is experiencing the payoff of all their hard work. That's what I feel. Then we have the Moth and Eucalyptus. This represents an ending. So, certain endings always lead to new beginnings. And I feel like that Tower card showing up the way that it did, I think that pretty much indicates that you have gone through a lot of like tower moments in your life, which are probably very dramatic endings, but you can always rebuild after that, And I feel like that's exactly what you have been doing in your life, rebuilding. Then the Eel and Iris, safety. I feel like Spirit is definitely protecting you because there's some sort of major purpose you have here that is very important. And so it's like, because you are on your path, Spirit's going to do everything they can. Your ancestors, your passed on loved ones are going to do everything they can to keep you safe, to keep you protected on this path. And then we have the Cayman and Poppy, and this represents dreams. So you are pursuing your dreams, you're making your dreams become a reality, and everybody sees this happening for you in real time, and they're very thrilled. They're very much very happy with what you have going on. You're achieving things that maybe people thought could never happen. You're making the impossible possible. And it's not that you're just a dreamer, you're a dreamer who acts upon what they want to create, right? At the bottom of the deck is the Hawk and Thistle, and this represents graceful persistence. So I feel like it's because of your hard work, it's because you haven't given up, it's because you keep going, you keep putting energy, effort into your path, it is going to pay off because you have been doing the work, okay? This is actually a very beautiful reading. I'd be interested to know how long this has been because I can't see how long I've been recording. But yeah, I think this one's definitely a quickie. Maybe a little bit too quick of a quickie, I don't know. We'll see when I'm editing. But yeah, that is the reading for you. I really hope that you enjoyed this. I feel like this was a really special one. So sorry that I had to rush it, but like I have a lot of things going on in my life right now, so it's just a little chaos. But what's a little chaos when it's between friends, am I right? Okay, anyways. Yes, if this resonated at all, feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, you can become a part of the Hive Collective, because my name is Bee. Bees live in hives, and you can become an honorary bee, like me, and we can be a little bee family together. If you like my readings and you'd like to see more, be sure to click the bell icon down below so that YouTube actually notifies you the next time that I upload. And thank you so much for being here. I really do super appreciate you being here. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.